All right, welcome back to the channel, and I think this is our third rebuild. I know we did the Lakers for sure. I can't remember who we did on the second rebuild, just because we had some issues when it ran to our storage issues. We just got another form of storage, so we kind of got some videos backed up. So I don't know what rebuild is next, but I know at least this is the third or fourth rebuild. So with this rebuild, we're going to go with the Boston Celtics, and it should be a pretty easy rebuild. That's why I'm like, let's go ahead and get this one out of the way, just because I feel like they have the roster. They just face the injury bug this season. And that's something we always want to control, just because we want to get these rebuilds out the way as quick as possible and turn that injury bug off. It's going to be very tough to beat teams like the Thunder, so having all of your guys when it matters most. And it could work to a disadvantage too. They're going to be at full health since the injuries is turned off. But I'd rather us have the battle of who can build a better team, and we just go from there. So enough of this yapping. We got to take 2 points away, so we're going to add it to arena renovations and just go from there. Accelerate that or simulate that. Hall of Fame inductees, jersey retirements. Russ is out of here, man, and he put on a good career, man. Kind of choppy towards the end of it, but definitely a Hall of Famer. So let's go ahead and simulate. We shouldn't have a draft pick in any of those. So yeah, we have the 27 pick. Let's see if we can make a trade. It's been a lot of chatter around who's going to stay between Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown has really spoken out. He's the one to go. It's not even about a matter of who, it's a matter of like what they're going to get back for Jaylen Brown, because even T-Mac has come out and said a little bit about the situation and how he's feeling underappreciated and this and that, and how this was Jaylen Brown was on record to say that this was the best, season of his career, and they didn't win a championship this season, so he's showing, this season was about him, which was his favorite, although he's won a championship in the previous season. So that shows you what kind of time he's on. He's looking to be a number one option. I think he's looking to get out of Boston. But man, you can't blame him, man. Like, if you're Jaylen Brown, you can't blame your situation, because you were up 3-1 against Philly. You were in that situation to close those guys out. So, it's on you, bro. So, no need to point the finger. It's time to figure it out. So, let's go ahead and simulate to the draft. And let's see if we can make a trade. So, nobody, I guess there's no market for Jaylen Brown right now. All right, let's figure out if we can at least package the second round pick. Can we get rid of any pieces with the second round pick? I like Luka Garza, he's cool, but him starting and what was that, game 7 was very questionable. I think you just go with Kata. You go with your guys. Kata at the 5. You go at Sam Hauser at the 4. He can shoot it really well. JB at the 3. Peyton Pritchard. And who am I missing? Did I say Jaylen Brown? I think I already said Jaylen Brown. Derek White. Yeah, Derek White. He's your 5th starter. Although he's been not having a good series, or he wasn't at the time, you still go with Derek White just because of he's somebody who's a veteran. He knows what it takes at that level. He was a Team USA guy for a reason. He played ahead of Jason Tatum on Team USA for a reason. You know what I mean? Although I don't agree with it, Steve Kerr felt denied to put Derek White over him. So I don't know what possessed their head coach to do such a thing, but it came back to haunt him, man. They just couldn't get any offense going. So I don't think we're going to be able to make a trade if we want to find. We can't get rid of him because he's on. I think his contract is up. So Derek White is on a big deal. $30 million a season, 32. He didn't produce. Lloyd Marketing will be nice for this team, but we'll be giving up a lot of defense. I think trading with the Orlando Magic is something that could actually happen. I like Noah Penda and what he progressed to in this game. The Magic needed some offense, some veteran leadership. I just don't know if Derek White and a first-round pick is enough, although they gave up their picks to Memphis in that Desmond Bane trade. I know they'll be excited to have at least some kind of draft capital and some kind of young guy going forward. So this could work. We get younger, but at the same time, we're still giving up a lot of money at that position. But I think we can develop Jalen Suggs in Boston. They shoot a lot of threes, but man, let's see his numbers. I know he just wasn't good, man. Especially as of lately. But I think if you can pair him around some better 3-point shooters. So he had his best 3-point shooting season during the 23 season. Other than that, it's been terrible. Man, up and down, streaky, but a solid free throw shooter. So I don't know. I think we take that risk. We get younger, somebody who can definitely guard. We get an extra piece in Noah Pender, who I think is, still in this draft. So I think we go here with the Orlando Magic. But let's see what other offers we got on the table. Michael Porter Jr. He brings back immediate scoring, expiring deal. We'll give up the first round draft pick as well. But we don't bring back any defense. I think we still need that point of attack defender. So let's see what else we have. DeJounte Murray could be solid for us. Emmanuel Quickly, a lot of scoring. Jalen Green. Yeah, I like these pieces, but I think we're going to go with the Orlando Magic. I think we're going to try to develop Noah Pender into that 4th position. And then I think we're going to move Jaylen Brown during the season. So I think we're going to go here, get younger, and make that trade. And then let's see if we have any offers for that 2nd round pick. Nothing really standing out. So let's go ahead and draft at that 2nd round pick. Let's see. Alright, so really nothing. Let's see. Okay, so this is a steal in the 2nd round. Point guard out of Houston, Boogie Flynn out of Florida, Baylor, Bryce James. In reality, he'll probably come out if he's a senior. I think he has a lot of developing to do, and the thing that's different about him and Bronny is that there's no rush for him to get to the NBA. There is the spotlight like that first son. So yeah, man, shout out to Bryce, man. Go ahead and develop. Yeah, man, enjoy your time in Arizona. A lot of talent will come in while you're there. You get a good chance to develop behind a good coaching staff. Brown will only put him in the best schools. But all right, enough yapping. Since we're about to replace Jaylen Brown, I think we go ahead and get this high talent out of Baylor. He was a high school All-American coming out his freshman year. He doesn't have the best season at Baylor, which is why he's still here on the board. I think in reality, he probably goes anywhere between like 18 is his range to like maybe, about 40. Anywhere from 20 to 40, I feel like it's realistic for him. But I think there's some talent there. So I think we go here. And we pull this guy out of Baylor. We simulate to the end. AJ goes to the Bulls, and that'll be some good talent on the Bulls. Cam Boozer to the Mavs. 2 Dookies on the Mavs. They'll look good on the wing. Still need. Oh, and they actually got not Gafford, but Lively, who went to Duke too. But I think they need a lot more creation at the 2. Besides a Max Christie, if they're going to have Cam Boozer at the 4, Coop at the 3, and then I'm assuming Kyrie at the 1, they'll need a little bit more creation. But I think they'll find a way to definitely score. But I think defense will be that team's calling card between Lively and Coop and Boozer. But yeah, and then you got Acuff going 5 to the Wizards. Caleb Wilson to the Nets. Sanak, I think he goes anywhere after the lottery. I think that's his range. Isaiah Evans probably about the same. Mara's going to be like a Zach Edey type guy, so yeah, I guess he can go as high as 8. All right, so let's go ahead and get out of here. We're doing a lot of yapping. We got to get a roll on. So team player options, definitely bringing Cater back. Jordan Walsh, definitely bringing we're bringing all our guys back. Qualifying offers, want to bring back Ron Harper Jr. Well, before we do that, let's see what's our depth at those positions. So Ron Harper Jr. is Hugo. All right, so we'll bring back and then Matt Shugler at the point. Not Love, so yeah, we won't bring back him. Don't have to bring back him. I don't think we have the option, but yeah, we got Suggs. and Pritchard at those positions anyway. So yeah, we'll go there. Let's see how much money we got. And I think Suggs on this team just brings in a fresh look. I think we may even run it back with Jaylen Brown, but just for a rebuild sake, I think we should go ahead and see what pieces we can bring in for depth reasons, and see what he can do on his team, and just keep an eye on what team we trade him to, see how they fill their roster out around him. So is it time to make a trade? Can we get any? Okay, there we go. So don't want Ja. Bam on this team would be cool. We need a center. Definitely been in the market for one. They can run Khalil Ware at their 5. Jaylen Brown, they'll give us Jaime Jaquez. Trying to think what would be their 5. Miami Heat. Hero will be there. Wiggs. Okay, so Jaylen Brown will fit right in at that 3. God will be their point. Davion Mitchell. So yeah, he'll be their star. I like that trade a lot for us. All right, let's see what else we got on the table. Jaylen Brown, Brandon Miller. Okay, I think in reality they won't give him up, but man, that'd be a nice trade. And actually, they might give him up just because they got Nipple. They got the shooter there. They still will have LaMelo. Then they'll have a star and Jaylen Brown. Then they give us a young piece and a Brandon Miller and a Miles Bridges who can run on the wing. Man, that's tough. I still like Bam though, just because he's dynamic. Our Ace Bailey, Lauri Markkanen, Sabonis, OG and Mikal. Franz, we just made a trade with the Magic. Kyrie wouldn't be mad at that. And Lively, we get a legit center. Okay, so man, that's intriguing, especially if we want to win now. But we just got Suggs. Yeah, we'll definitely have to get better on the wing. So yeah, that should be our focus, getting better on the wing, then whatever else we can get with it. This is cool. We can move JT to the 3, Pascal to the 4, and then you can have Zubac as your 5. You can have Jalen Suggs run some 2 for you, Peyton Pritchard run the 1. Have your rookie in there run some spot minutes for you, and you still have Jordan Wash. Okay, this is intriguing. 14 and 10, bringing in some production. 24 and 6. He gets to be a star on that Pacers team. Let's see who they drafted. Did they keep their draft pick? Pacers. Yeah, I guess they didn't keep their draft pick. All right. So whoever went to the Clippers, let's see, was it 5 through 9? Because I think that's a step. Oh, okay. So it ended up being Chris and that. So yeah, 5 through 9. So I think if it happens like this, it goes to the Clippers. I'm not sure. Gotta check that. But okay, Chris Sinat out of Houston. Man, what's the best option we got for that Jaylen Brown trade? We go through them all. Zion Williamson, Jeremiah Fears, Scotty Barnes, and R.J. Barrett. Not really a lot of shooting, but you can bring over a lot of defense next to Jason Tatum. He can play a little point for you. A lot of athleticism between him and Suggs. But then you got that R.J. Barrett contract. I'm not a fan of this. He's not a big-time shooter. Neither is Scotty Barnes. So I think it'll just get too crowded in the middle. Then you got Jalen Suggs who can't shoot it. So I think we're going to pass on that. Amen Thompson will be nice on this team. Alperen Sengun. Okay. Man, let me know. I think I'm leaning towards... I really like this Pacers trade. We can move JT to the 3. I think Jalen Suggs will start 2 for us. We'll have a starting center. I think I like that trade a lot. I don't think they give up on their young future. It doesn't make sense to make a trade with the Magic and get Derek White back. Or this Miami trade. How well is it? Okay, so he's not developing as a shooter in this league. And that's big for me in rebuilds. I'm gonna have to really cut this video down and get a roll on, but let's go ahead and check. Okay, we know what he can do in this league though. 24 a game. He's gonna be a star over there. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and take this trade. And we go ahead and move JT to the 3. And this is a win now trade for us, win now move. We got Suggs, young guy. And let's see what we need to bring in. All right. Then we got floor spacers. Oh yeah, I forgot we got Pender. Got to make sure he's in the rotation. He develops well in this game. Got perimeter defense. Man, we got to get a big time playmaker. All right, we're gonna make a trade with the Pistons for Amari Williams, or vice versa. And we're gonna just make room because I think we need a point guard. We'll move Jalen Suggs to the 2. So that's our starting 5. Jason Tatum at the 3, Pascal 4, Zubac at the 5. Kata's a nice big off the bench who can do a lot for you. I think in reality, his perimeter defense can go up a little bit just because we saw what he has done in the playoffs, you know, being their only playable big in the playoffs. I think on the next update, he'll be a lot better when 2K gives him a rating update. Other than that, I like what we have. A lot of youth on the wings. Young Tunde, Hugo, Penda. I like our wings off the bench. Garza is a really good third center in this league. And then, yeah, I think we just got to go in and get some playmaking that the point guard behind Peyton Pritchard. Some defense, of course. And then somebody who can knock down the open shot. So I think that has to be the target. And, you know, Amari Williams, trading him away gives us that flexibility. So, yeah. Let's see who's available. Chris Dunn is always good in this game. 7 and 3. Makes your defense a lot better. Can shoot the ball really well. Gives us a different look at that point guard position behind Peyton Pritchard. So, yeah, we may go Chris Dunn. Scottie Pippen is a scoring guard. Janice Jenkins is sometimes available, although he did sign a contract with the Pistons mid-season. So, okay, it looks like he's not available. Let's see who'll be the best fit system-wise. Dinwiddie, Cooper. And Cooper's one of those guys, man. If he was like 6'2", bro, 6'3", he'll be in the league as a starter, rotational guy, no question. But because he's like maybe 5'10", well, I don't know what they have him listed at. 6 foot, okay. And that's, you know, with shoes on, of course. But if he was just a few inches taller, man, you see the kind of pace he played with at Auburn. And if I'm not mistaken, he might have been a high school All-American coming out of high school as well. But all right, let's go ahead and offer a contract to Dunn. We'll get him for 2 years. Let's get him on a team option. You know, if we like him, we'll bring him back that second year. But yeah, I think he brings a lot of defense to this team, which is what we like, as well as, you know, somebody who just can do a lot for you. Oh, Braun went to the Bulls. So AJ and Braun on the same team. Braden Burns went there too. How did they get him? 15th pick. All right, so shout out to the Bulls. Successful offseason. Jalen Smith at the 5. Buzella's off the bench. Giddey, Okoro. Yeah, man. Shout out to the Bulls. They're back in playoff contention. All right. Let's go ahead and simulate into the season. Let's go ahead and get the next draft class in there. That draft class is loaded, man. You got Cam Williams, who's going to, I think, North Carolina, probably Duke, somewhere on the East Coast. USC should be nice because I think Elijah Arenas is going to go back to school. I think he did go back. Then you got Christian Collins, who's going to join him in USC. And man, that guys didn't progress that well. Jason Tatum going down, Zubac, Pritchard, Suggs, Cada. Man, we need somebody to go up. Not an old team, but we're not too young either. Got a few young guys in there to be excited about. And do we have a better starting five than last season? I think we do. We got Zubac over Cada, but now Cada's the backup. At the 4 you had Tatum, but now he's at the 3. At the 3 was Jaylen Brown. Now we have Tatum. At the 2 was Derek White. Now we have Suggs, same player, slightly younger. And then you got Pritchard stepping into a starting role. Somebody who's been with this team for a while, been on the bench, out of the rotation, in the rotation, 6-man. Now he's a starter with this team. Then off the bench, man, we got too many good centers. No reason for us to have Cada in there. We got Shireman, Hauser. Definitely want you to play some minutes. Yeah, we want Dunn to play the rest, but yeah, we won't have to make a trade. All right, and we usually don't take trade packages like this, but a part of the 2K rebuild is making sure you get your team to be a lot better on the overall side, but you got to weaken your opponents. And OKC is one of those guys in the West who's going to be there. So, we're going to take AJ Mitchell, somebody who they're going to have to pay long term, man. He's still on his rookie deal, and we're going to take over that contract long term. We sent him that Detroit pick we got for Amari Williams, Luka Garza, Hugo Gonzalez, and we're going to get back AJ Mitchell. So let's go ahead and make that trade, and we get back what we're looking for in terms of a solid rotation. AJ Mitchell now playing that 6-man role, Cada, Shireman, Hauser, and we get Jordan Walsh. So yeah, we round out that starting 5 and that bench, the next unit well, and then that third unit looks solid as well. Chris Dunn, Noah Penda, Tunde, and then we got this guy we just got in the AJ Mitchell trade. So let's go ahead and simulate, or let's look at the standings, power rankings. They have us as 9th on NBA.com. This scout has us as 11th, and then 2K Sports has us as the first best team. So the Lakers restock or retool with Ayu Dosunmu and Tobias Harris and Walker Kessler. Oh, and Colin Giuseppe out of Phoenix. They get Marvin Bagley. Nick Smith is progressed. Dalton Knecht still there. All right, so yeah, they get a lot better. Shout out to the Lakers, or not better. They find a way to recoup and not totally sink, I guess, while losing LeBron. Okay, so Casey Wallace and starting at the 2, J-Dub, Chet, Hartenstein, Jared McCain, Luka Garza. So yeah, they got some depth over there now. Core Pete, Kingston Fleming, Hugo Gonzalez. Yeah, so I feel like that was a solid trade for us. Let's go ahead and simulate, and we'll see you guys at the deadline. All right, so here we go. We had the best record in the conference, best offense. Let's see how we rank defense. So the 3rd best defense in the conference. Overall in the league, we have a top 6 defense. So we're definitely doing something right with this team. Let's figure out if we can do anything to make this team better. All right, let's go ahead and go to team stats. Solid, man. I think we had a making for a championship team. Top 10 defense, top 10 offense, top 5 offense, top 10 defense. It's what we have. 3-pointers made. Okay, so like we can work on making more 3-pointers. As far as attempts, where are we? Okay, We don't take as many as I think we would. Percentage wise, okay, so shooting 39% from three. So at least we're at 39%, which is, you know, well above league average, I'm sure. So we're shooting the ball well, rebounding well. Yeah, I think we have what it takes. And again, that's the reason why we wanted to do this rebuild, just because the Celtics were already there. Pritchard, let's look at what our guys is averaging. So yeah, Tatum averaging 25, Siakam 20, AJ Mitchell off the bench 18, Kata 12, Suggs 11. Did he get better shooting? Oh yeah, so 38% from three this year on 4 attempts. That's solid, man. So shout out to Suggs for getting better with the Celtics. 10 and 8 from Zubac, 10, 2 and 3 from Pritchard. Hauser, what's he shooting this year? 40% from three. So yeah, a lot of production. I think we're good. Let's look at how the Pacers is doing before we go to their stats. So yeah, Pacers 6, traded in our conference, which is not usual. But yeah, man, shout out to Jaylen Brown, went over, and I hope he's, you know, having the season he wants. Should be the #1 option there. Okay, so yeah, 27 points a game, 6 and 3 on the playoff team. So shout out to them. Then we're gonna roll. If we got any guys to extend, we're gonna go ahead and make that move now. Just kind of boost that morale on this last stretch of the season. So Kata, Wash, Pritchard, Siakam. Yeah, let's get these guys on extensions. 3 years. Let's get you on the team option then, on that third, on that 4th year. So yeah, we want to go ahead and get these guys on extensions right before the stretch of the season, or the last stretch of the season. Kind of boost their morale. Get him on a fair deal. Siakam, man, he's about to be 30. Okay, this is 32 season. Let's get him on, 2 + 1. Let's try to get him down on that 18 number. I think he's going to be pretty productive even at this point, but then we can renegotiate at that point if he's still around. So let's go there. He's accepted. And let's see who else we got. Pritchard. He's a small guard in this league. Let's do the same for him. Let's get him on a 2-year deal. Let's get him at right on the 6. All right, and then Jordan Wash, young wing in this league. I think we can develop him. We're actually going to throw him some good money. So instead of, we can get him right before he enters his prime. Let's get him there. If we still need him, you know. All right, let's go. Let's go ahead and finish the season. Let's see where everybody is in the playoff picture. I'm interested to see where that Bulls team went. So they're in the play-in? Oh, wow. We're just there. I guess they didn't win that many games. Wow. What did LeBron average this year? 18. Guess AJ wasn't good. 18. Maybe the defense was just terrible. Dang, here I am talking about they're in the playoffs. You got the Pacers versus the Knicks. You know, they got a lot of history between each other. Jackson Hayes goes over to the Pacers. Andrew Nembhard off the bench. Jarris Walker, TJ McConnell, John Landale. All right, so solid team. Let's see who the Knicks got. Miles McBride, Olivier, Jordan, Muhammad. I like him off the wing. Phylon, where did he go? What number? 24. Okay, solid. All right, let's get this first round simulated. We got Miami, and we almost traded with them for Bam, remember? So Kasparis, Tyler, Matt Strus. They must have did a trade with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Kevin Porter. All right, let's see. Should we shorten our rotation? Hauser. All right, let's see if we got any scouting advice on the Simcast. All right, so yeah, we'll go ahead and fix our rotation. All right, let's see what we got. Let's go ahead and simulate through that. And Miami, they hooping, man. All right, so they give it to us. Come on, Boston, respond. And this should really be a one-season rebuild. I feel like we got enough. All right, so we lose that. We're going to definitely shorten the rotation. I'm going to go with 9. Let's go through again. All right, so we get one. And they got us on the ropes, man. Sheesh. Miami, they're that team that's you can never, underestimate. 'Cause they can always beat you. All right, so we get that. Let's come back from 3 games to 1. Let's make those adjustments. Boom. Who they got that's playing well? Probably Bam, man. He probably averaging. What's his playoff stats? Probably averaging like 80, bro. All right, here we go. Come on, Boston. Not. All right, here we go. Game 7, baby. Let's do it. And we home. Let's go ahead and end them. Dang, they put up some. Okay, 7, I guess. 7 points, not bad. All right, so there we go. We got the Knicks round 2. Jalen Brunson, Mikal, OG, same team. And they get rid of the Knicks and the Pacers in game 7. Let's see what Jaylen Brown had game 7. It's quiet. 18 points. You gotta do better, bro. Why you doing all that talking? Alright, so let's go here. Let's simulate through a game. Simulate through 2. Here we go. Let's go ahead and sweep them. Oh, come on. Alright, so boom. Conference finals against the Cavs. James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Tyson, Mobley, Allen, Vooch goes to the Cavs. Phil Larson from the Heat. Okay, so they must have traded Larson for, who did the Heat have again? Strus. Okay, solid trade, I guess. Phil Larson does a little bit more compared to a Strus, I feel. Davion Mitchell from the Heat goes there. So did they get an extra player too on the Heat? They went and got Tyrese Proctor. Okay, so I did do. All right, let's go ahead and simulate through again. We get 1 game, we get 2, we get 3, and we're in the finals. And why are we even here, bro? What are we doing? And we're probably going to get the Thunder, but it looks like the Timberwolves going to win this game. Oh no! Okay. So we got the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Boston Celtics, and this is a rematch. Let's look at these guys: Dante, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels. He's been hooping, man. Nas Reed, Gobert off the bench, Brandon Williams out of Dallas on his team. You got Baron J, who they drafted, Terrence Shannon, Elijah Arenas. Okay, so solid team. Jalen Clark. How many wins did they have this season? We got 53. Okay. So yeah, again, I think we got enough, and they get game 1. They win by 3. Let's see. Got Pritchard starting. We get game 2. Get game 3. Game 4 is ours. And we win. So shout out to the Celtics. We do it. If you made it this far, go ahead and subscribe. Let's check out the roster. That won it all in one season. Jason Tatum, Siakam, Zubac, AJ Mitchell, Pritchard, Suggs, Kata, Wash, Sharman, Chris Dunn, and those are the rest of the guys. So yeah, man, this is what we do. Boston Celtics was done, and in the next video we'll have somebody that we didn't do yet. Again, subscribe, like this video. See you guys next time.